All right, our ArchiCAD tip of the week is going to be placing and editing schedules on the layout. There's no point in creating these schedules and indexes if we're not going to export them in some way. And we would do that by putting them on a sheet. Most people don't think this through this way, and I can tell you in the starts of my ArchiCAD using, I didn't even realize this, but it's the importance of saving these schedules as a saved view versus leaving them on the project map. So when we first create a schedule, just like when we first create anything in ArchiCAD, it originally goes onto our project map. And the reason we want to have those views saved is because with those saved views, we can set the layer combinations. And that's so important. So that way, when we open up this schedule and it has its set layer combinations, we can manually edit anything within that schedule. If you don't have a layer combination set for it, then you're only going to be able to edit the information that is unlocked and viewable on your floor plan view at that time. So that's why it's important that we save these views so that we can fully access and utilize the schedule. And just like when we have a drawing placed on our sheets, by right-clicking the schedule on the sheet, we can open up the source view. And when we do that, it opens up this schedule with our saved settings, our saved view settings. So there are instances where you're going to need to edit our schedule and add text into certain fields. So most of the time, you can override a text in the field there, or on our actual sheet. I find that this is a dangerous way to do it, but I know there's people that prefer to do it this way. It's at the top example, it's showing us on the sheet, those 4 items have text that is missing. And if you want to quickly go in there and add that text without tracking down those items, you can create a text box directly on the sheet and place that text box over the top of where those empty lines are. Now, the only danger in doing that is if any of those elements change, you're going to have to backtrack to go to where those text boxes are at on your sheet instead of having it automatically update onto your schedule. So I always try to model and use ArchiCAD in a way that when I make a change, I don't have to go through and track that change and make sure that change updated in everywhere it needed to. I want to be able to make a change to a wall and know that that change is going to be carried through in all of the views and all of the schedules that it needs to. So I never like to try and go back and find where I put a text box to override something. So we can place a sheet index on our sheets just like we would do the schedules. And we place these on the sheets the same way we would place a drawing on the sheet. You would drag and drop from your saved views onto your sheet. And let's say that your sheet index has gotten really long in this case, and you need to break it up into 2 separate columns. We can easily do that as well. So what we would do is you could stretch the boundaries, or a lot of times what I do is I drag a copy of this over to the side and then decrease the height on one side and then have it pick up on the other side. And then where it says that sheet index, that would become a typed in box that I put in. So in the end, if we were to stretch that, it would end up looking like this. So it has created 2 columns for you so it's not growing too long on your sheet.